Hey guys, Joel and Dharma here, welcome to GreyWolf TV, and we are back with reactions to Dog. We're now on to episode 3 of season 1. Just a little bit of a recap, I will do it this time, seeing as I've managed to remember a little bit more than last time. So, Ulrich is still searching for his son, Mikkel. However, because they've now found this other body of a child, they still don't know who it is. They've not managed to identify who it is. We, of course, know that it is from the 80s. They obviously haven't picked up on that. They've started an investigation into it and thinking that someone is just leading them off the trail, that it's been done by someone who's dressed him in 80s clothes and put an 80s Walkman there just to try and throw them off the trail. Also, while he's trying to figure out where Mikkel has gone, Ulrich has gone to the power plant to try and gain access to see if he's gone missing in the tunnels, and he has been given an absolute firm no. He can't get a search warrant. They have absolutely refused him to be able to go onto the grounds, which in itself is a little bit weird because it's just a nuclear power plant, right? So he's screamed blue murder at the guy and got nowhere with it. We're also seeing flashes of the town getting power surges from the plant, so we don't know what's going on there. And we've also seen that there's all the birds and everything are dropping out the sky. I don't know whether that's to do with electromagnetism or something else going on. No idea. The guy in the hood has checked into the local hotel and has got some sort of weird suitcase with some sort of machine in it. I don't know anything about that yet. Suffice to say, we don't know an awful lot. We're having our own little discussions as to what might be the case so far, but obviously it's way too soon in the season yet. But we've been discussing between ourselves, haven't we? But we're just going to let it tell us the story and find out as we go along. So, let's get on with things. This is episode 3.
Mama?
So, is this his grandma?
What?
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wer bist du? Wo sind meine Eltern?
She would recognise him, though, wouldn't she?
She won't recognise him, but still.
Was machst du hier? Nun sag doch was!
Ines, kannst du heute auch die Nachtschicht machen? Frau Schüttlers Tochter hat Fieber und ich muss den Benny um 6 zum Fußball fahren. Ich dachte nur, du hast ja keine
Familie.
Ja, so wollte ich das jetzt nicht sagen.
Ist kein Problem.
Charming.
Und sagst du bitte nicht zu Dr. Reimann?
You found the first dead bird? Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you
Fruit
do
Loop.
that?
Wie siehst du eigentlich
Got a head of chromia.
So kannst du doch nicht zur Schule gehen. Manchmal glaube ich, du hast überhaupt keine Vorstellung von dem, was ich mache.
Look at all those split hairs.
Essen, Kleidung, Fechtunterricht. Wer bezahlt denn das alles?
Bist du neu hier?
Ich suche meine Mama.
Das ist hier nicht der Kindergarten.
Die ist die Direktorin.
Herr Hubert? Der ist vielleicht eine Schwuchtel, aber ganz bestimmt keine Frau.
Ist das dann hier nicht Winden?
80s.
Yeah, no one cared.
Bist du nicht ein bisschen zu jung für Acid?
Habt ihr jetzt Geschi?
Acid is just acid. Good to know.
Morgen, Claudia.
Morgen.
Erster Tag als Chefin heute. Ja. Mein Vater hat mir erzählt, dass der Vorstand einstimmig für dich gestimmt hat. Ein Geschenk für dich.
You're a janitor. Why are you talking to me? That's her thing, not me.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Danke.
Kurz vor 6 wollte ich die Viecher füttern. Und dann das.
Okay, it's not just birds.
Vielleicht ein Wolf?
What,
blood.
all of them?
No blood.
Keine Bissspuren.
No, exactly.
Seht zu, wachet und betet. Denn sie wissen nicht, wann die Zeit kommt. Markus Evangelium 13,33.
I thought it was a Yadni terrorist thing we had now. See something, say something.
Kirchgänger sind. Wir haben einen neuen Pfarrer in der Gemeinde. Guter Mann.
Frau Tiedemann, Tronte Nielsen vom Tagesanzeiger ist da. Wegen dem Interview. Und hier sind die Werte aus 86 und 85, die Sie haben wollten.
Good year.
Ulrich Nielsen?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The, like, 13-year-old or whatever he is.
Yes, he does.
Und das wird er bestimmt auch nie.
Oh, he will.
Ich bin Ulrichs Sohn. Welcher Tag ist heute?
5. November
The year.
Welches Jahr?
1986.
Du kannst bei meiner Sekretärin einen neuen Termin machen.
Ooh, don't lay hands on me.
Ich vermisse dich.
Ah.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I take it back.
Du kannst mich jetzt nicht so hängen lassen. Claudia, ich brauch dich.
Good old-fashioned Zippo. I'll just take that. Do you even know that you have an uncle?
Scheint ja alles noch zu funktionieren. Ist das passiert? Den Namen, den willst du uns auch immer noch nicht verraten?
Poor kid.
Wolltest du mir das einfach unterjubeln? Ich habe dir gesagt, wenn es Leichen im Keller gibt, dann muss ich das wissen. Diese Werte haben nichts mit den Meldewerten zu tun. Hier.
Weißt du, was sich seit Tschernobyl verändert hat?
Nothing.
Die Leute haben das Vertrauen verloren in uns, in die Kernenergie.
Ja.
Die Bilder gesehen. Das geht nicht mehr aus ihren Köpfen raus. Wie viele Leute hier in der Gegend leben vom AKW? Und wenn du morgen diesen Posten hier antrittst, trägst du nicht nur die Verantwortung für das AKW, dann trägst du auch die Verantwortung für die ganze Stadt.
Sehr seltsam.
What?
Komm mal.
Now what?
Die Trommelfelle sind geplatzt. Auf beiden Seiten. Seltsam.
It's the same thing that happened to
Same
that
with the
boy.
ears.
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen. Was wir nicht wissen, ein Ozean.
Alright, you've taken me to a weird place in the woods.
Yeah.
Is that part of the cave system that they've got covered up?
Must be. What the hell have you been hiding down here?
Nuclear waste.
But why? Turn back.
Starting again, innit?
I
The
made me jump.
birds. Although I suppose you'd have to investigate Satanist stuff at night, wouldn't you? I want to get back in your car, mate. It's raining dead birds.
Is he doing one?
I think so. Won't be holding on to that for long.
Wenn die Welt heute ausgelöscht wird und alles neu beginnt, was würdest du dir wünschen?
Ganz klar. Eine Welt ohne Winden.
You took your eye off him. He's gone.
Ah, right. That's her older.
Yes. Thank you for giving us that.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have put that together.
I didn't know that was him either.
Oh no, he found a lump.
Looks like it. Is that a young girl? I was going to say the policewoman. Yeah, it is. like how they've done this.
There you go.
Ooh. You heard that?
And you know that's your son's voice. See?
Gotta be kidding.
Yeah, the sound waves carry, but...
No, sound waves can't carry through time.
Those ones just did. Okay, someone's got an obsession with clocks. Alright. He's a watch repair person.
Oh, it's that thing. Is it being fixed? Yep.
Okay, so watched episode 3 of Dark, and we've had a little discussion between ourselves and bandied some ideas around as to what we think's happened.
I tried to.
Or attempted to, anyway. So, first things first, I got confused in the beginning. Even though they showed me the nurse's name, when he said Tiedemann, I thought he was saying Tiedemann calling his daughter. He's not. He's saying it's Tiedemann here, but answering the phone in the way that police officers answer the phone when they're like, Jack, instead of going, you know what, it's Detective Bauer, you know. So when he phones for the little boy to be picked up, that scene after he's wandered into the sheriff's office, I thought he was saying, oh, I'm calling my daughter because I know this is something to do with the nuclear power plant, which became evident to me that it wasn't the case when he didn't know what was going on later on when the birds started dropping out of the field after the sheep being found, massacred.
What's become prevalent in this for me is this female becoming the head of the power plant, which was a big thing in the 80s because there wasn't many women in power, especially at the very top of the chain in large companies. So she's taken over, she's looked at these books, seen they don't add up, gone to the guy who obviously was being in charge all this time, and he's led her down there and said, this is what's going on, this is why, go have a look. She's found all this waste material, all in barrels. So, as we've just discussed, I was wondering, is this just to do with why, or putting all this nuclear waste down here, is this something to do with what's happening with all the animals and the birds?
Yeah.
Is it just that? But then you've pointed out to me, could this be why all the numbers don't add up is because the power plant is generating far more power and electric than what's required for the town.
Yeah.
And
so
they're having to dump the excess material that they're not supposed to be using down there because they are actually performing experiments with this extra power that they're not meant to be generating.
That's what I figured when I saw it down there.
So that's what we were discussing.
Yeah.
That can actually make sense as to what's going on here, because that amount of extra waste seems an awful lot for such a small town.
Yeah. I mean, our initial theory was, we were like, oh, they're just dumping toxic waste there, which is why they don't want anyone poking around, because, you know, this is supposed to have contingencies in place to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But even if that was the case, why would you hide it from everyone else? The only person who knows about it is those at the very top, which lends credence more to the theory that they've got more waste than they can account for.
Yeah. And especially a biggest reason as to why to hide if numbers aren't adding up is because of Chernobyl being so recent, and he mentioned it himself. People are terrified of nuclear power. They don't trust us anymore. If our numbers are starting to not add up, we're finished.
Yeah.
And then if they come in to shut us down, they're going to know everything.
Yeah.
So I can fully understand from that point of view. However, there has got to be something more to it than what is already on the face of things. There's definitely what we've just seen there now with Mikkel and Ulrich down underneath. There is some sort of portal or something that is allowing, like you said, at least audio waves, because they both shouted, they both heard each other. We both know one of them's in 1986 and the other one's in 2019, but they heard each other.
Or is it the reason that this happened in this particular time thing is because at the very end we see that dude fiddling around with that little maybe when he's fiddling with the doodad. It's making like the bridge, the portal.
It could be making a bridge.
It, and it's only a temporary thing while he's busy clanking around.
I want to know what that machine is. Is that some sort of temporal displacement machine? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Is it a compass? Is it an anchor? Is it something that connects it?
And obviously, it wasn't working before. It now is. However, if it wasn't working before, that doesn't explain all the goings on so far.
Or is it because when we saw the guy in the previous one, the hooded dude in our time, with all the star charts and everything else, maybe there's a guy in 1986 that has to switch it on and a guy in 2019 that has to switch it on. And there's like two instances of it, and
maybe
it's
they have
like
to be
a combination lock, and you can open
that's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Maybe they have to be synchronized. Yeah, possibly. And I think Mikkel did the only right thing. He'd been this whole episode, he was stuck there trying to explain who he was, where he was from, and obviously not making any sense to anyone. He couldn't stick around. He'd done what any of us would do, whether we were a child or an adult, and go, if I stay around here, I'm either going to end up being questioned indefinitely or thrown in a padded cell.
Yeah.
I need to go and do the one only thing I can do, and that is go back to the scene of the incident as to where I first popped up here, and go back and see
if I can go home.
See if I can go home. See if it will repeat itself and I can go back, because I don't belong here.
No.
That's the only thing he could do.
You're out of time. There's nothing that you can do here. There's, you're messing stuff up. No one's going to believe you. Don't have a home. You don't have a family.
It was a lovely episode because we got an entire 40 minutes in 1986.
Yeah, it was
great.
nice.
I really enjoyed this episode, and obviously until it started to give us the scenes toward the end as to who was the characters, as to who was who, you thought you were watching a load of new characters that you were being introduced to, not knowing that we know some of these characters already. I kind of guessed the young girl with the one who had been drawing these birds to scale with a ruler and everything, I kind of was starting to lean towards the fact that she might have been the policewoman, the investigator. But a lot of the rest of them I hadn't guessed at all.
No.
Not any of them at all. So, where do we go from here?
We have to wait for next week's episode, I think.
I suppose we literally have to wait to see where it goes next.
That's as much working theories as we got. And as we say, guys, these are working theories. It's just the stuff that we discuss at the end of each episode to see where we think stuff's going. It doesn't mean that we've cemented it in and that's it. That's the only place it's going. It's just trying to figure stuff out as you go along to see how close to the mark you were or wasn't. And, a few people in the comments nowhere near where it is at the moment, and that's fine. We don't want to know what's going on. We want to be able to be led there ourselves and see if we can unravel it as it goes along. So if we're making mistakes right now because you've already seen the series, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out as it goes along. We're just enjoying the ride.
That's what we want to do. That's what we like to do. I like to be able to look back at episodes and go, when I said that, I was spot on. But when I also said this, I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
But I like to be able to come up with theories and to see how far off the mark I am, or whether I was spot on. And actually, I like to be wrong more often than I'm right, because
like
if
to be
I'm
challenged.
wrong, it means a series is making me tax my brain, and it's giving me something that a lot of series don't do now, and it means it's taking me in a direction that I wasn't expecting, which means it's not a predictable series. That's what I want.
Exactly.
I want something to give me something where I'm like, I've not seen that before. I've never seen it go that way before. I didn't see that coming. I want that.
Yeah,
I want
I do.
that in a series. I don't want to know, oh, well, this is so predictable and boring, it's obvious. I don't want that.
No.
And everyone's told us that this show doesn't have any of that. It gives you everything you want without being predictable. So I'm looking forward to all of it.
So basically, all I was trying to say with that is prepare for our theories to chop and change a heck of a lot as more information is being presented to us, and we'll be like, damn it, no, that wasn't where we were supposed to go with that. But that's how we like to do it. We'll unravel it as we go.
Yeah.
Easy
right.
peasy.
So, I'm presuming, I don't know, we'd probably be back to 2019 in the next episode. Now it's given us a flashback of 1986 and give us a little bit more depth to some of the characters that we'd already met, and shown us who they were back in 1986, and it's starting to just tie things a little bit more, and showing us what they went through when all of this was going on in the 80s as well. So that was really
I do
good.
kind of hope they have a back into the 50s as it opens episodes as well.
That'd be
Fingers
fabulous.
crossed for
That would be fabulous. Right, I think that will do for now, guys. So, yeah. Okay, so if you enjoyed this episode, guys, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, we are doing one episode a week at the moment. If you enjoyed it, by all means, comment below. Don't forget to turn notifications on and hit that subscribe, and that way you will know when the next episode releases. So until then, guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will both see you for the next episode next week. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care.
Goodbye.